Roll VTR, 60 seconds live.
Stand by. Loading 1, 2, and effects 2. No, we're live at 60.
Out to the right. Rudy flush. Throws it down.
Going to be fielded by Lorenzo Neal at the 25. Uses it back to wide.
30 seconds live.
Across the field to Dyson. He's got something. He's got something. He's got it. He's got it. He's got it. End zone. Touchdown Titans. There are no flags on the field. There's a long drive.
In 3, 2.
What's your name, boy?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Scoop Podcast Show. You guys know who I am out there, and if you don't, now you know. The name is Sean Harris. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook. Just go to the show's Facebook page at facebook.com/The Scoop Talk Show. There you'll find all the archives, videos, photos, and articles of what I do. You can also find me on Tumblr, as well as all the other social media sites that's out there. You can even Google me, by the way. Just type in the name Sean Harris, and you can find all my information, all the websites from there, too. We got some NBA we're going to discuss tonight. We also got some Major League Baseball, which is some disturbing news in baseball, as well as my sleeper pick in the NFL. So let's get started. As everybody know, North Carolina had a curfew last night due to the recent shooting incident of Keith Lamont Scott. The video was posted for the first time today. I got a chance to look at it. And that was very disturbing, very, very disturbing to hear this woman, now as a widow, pleading to the police not to shoot her husband, explaining that he was on medication for brain trauma, and that he didn't have a weapon. All he had was a device that he was using sitting in the car to take his medicine. And in the end result, he was shot in broad daylight. And she recorded it, the whole thing. MSNBC, CNN, all the other news media outlets got a hold of it and been plastering it all over the screens every time you turn the channel. It's going to be on your local news tonight, too, if not already by now, for those of you on the West Coast. But it's just disturbing, once again, to see something like that and not acknowledge the fact that this is going on in our country.
Right.
Literally, going on in our country. And nothing is being done about it but saying let's have peaceful protests. I get all that. Nothing is not being done about this. The president hasn't even came out and spoke about this situation. At least not to my knowledge, he hasn't. I don't know if he did or not. But I haven't seen him on television talking about it. Players like Colin Kaepernick, this is what they're protesting about. This type of stuff right here, like I said in my last podcast show. This is the type of stuff that is going on in our country. And if you was a true patriot, you will be tired of it too. It won't cause for change.
Snap now.
Major League Baseball, which is now I'm getting into now, Seattle Mariners, Steve Clevenger, he's the catcher, he's suspended for the rest of the 2016 season. Why? It's because of the simple fact of the matter is of the tweets that he had put out in regards to the shooting. I think it's ridiculous that he would even do such a thing.
Come on, man.
And justifiably so, the Seattle Mariners did the right thing. Maybe that might wake him up a little bit. Who knows? But all I do know is that he put these tweets out, and now they have been deleted.
Say what?
In regards to the North Carolina shootings of Keith Lamont Scott. He also talked about the Black Lives Matter movement and the president being pathetic.
Come on, man.
And saying that those that are involved in the Black Lives Matters movement should be locked behind bars like animals. Now, there's a difference between freedom of expression up under the Constitution versus outright racial hatred. And that's what he displayed. Clevenger displayed outright racist hatred right there.
Oh, it's real. It's damn real.
And it's only fitting that the Mariners suspended him for the rest of the season. And he hoped coming up next season he would either still be with the Mariners or he'll still be playing in baseball, period, over something like that. That is a point that Colin Kaepernick and players around the sports world that are black is talking about. Right there. Calling the Black Lives Matter movement pathetic, calling the president pathetic, is just totally ridiculous. That just let us know where he stands on this matter, on this issue. In the tweets that was recovered, one of the tweets stated that Black Lives Matter is pathetic once again. Obama, you're pathetic once again. Everyone involved should be locked behind bars like animals. That is the actual tweet from Steve Clevenger.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Then another tweet that he put out there. Black people beat whites when a thug got shot holding a gun by a black officer. Ha ha. I can't say that four-letter word, but it starts with a sh. Cracks me up. Keep kneeling for the anthem.
Oh, come on, that's enough.
Now, people that's listening to me out there right now, whether you're here in the United States or across the globe, just ask yourself, take a step back and ask yourself, after hearing what I just read to you, how would that make you feel inside? What is going through your mind at this moment in time? Because in my opinion, Clevenger is pathetic for even making these outrageous comments. Even if it is on Twitter. He didn't come out right in front of a camera and said it. He hid behind a computer or hid behind a smart device. That's a coward.
Damn.
This is deep.
A coward that got caught. And now he's paying the price for it. The rest of his baseball career at this moment in 2016 is done. And that's good. And it's just sad because the reason why you don't see blacks in Major League Baseball doesn't stand up on this issue or try to do anything with this issue because it's not enough of them playing the sport these days. And the ones that are playing the sport, they don't want to risk losing what they got. Which I totally understand, which I totally agree with. But I'm quite sure that they're not too happy about this at all since this went down. With Tulsa, Oklahoma, and North Carolina, Charlotte. You had a woman on video pleading with the police officer not to shoot her husband. And they did it anyway. And that's upsetting to see, let alone hear. Now, Democrat from California, Maxine Waters, was interviewed on MSNBC earlier today. And this is what she had to say about it. Take a listen.
Well, let me just say this. It is rare that you can get charges this soon. And if a police chief believes that it is absolutely credible and necessary to make the charges, I'm with the police chief. You don't get this easily. And I think if the police have seen even more than we have seen, he has good reason by which to bring these charges. I'm looking at what is being shown, what is being revealed. I see no reason why this man had to be murdered. None. Nobody's life was being threatened. The wife was pleading with them. She said he had no weapon. She told them that he was using whatever he had in order to take his medicine. Why did they have to advance on him and kill him in front of his wife? Why did they have to do that? I've seen enough. I believe the wife. I'm with the police chief. I'm not waiting for any more anything. Anybody who wants to wait in order to believe that it was all right to murder this man, they can do that, not me.
Now, that was Democratic Congresswoman of California, Maxine Waters, displaying the upsetness of her watching that video. And like I said before, it's very disturbing. And now they talking about, which is made into law, beginning next month, October 1st, that police officers should not have to no longer reveal video or from the body camera that they wear or the dash cam of the police car that they're driving in to the public. They feel that if they release the footage, then they're going to be prejudged in the public court of opinion. Well, if you're not doing anything, what do you have to hide? Show it. Because up under the right to the public, we need to know this.
This is deep. I'm going deep.
There's no more time or room for error of y'all doing, police officers, not all police officers, but some police officers doing things, covering them up, making the victim turn out to be the criminal in the end. See, to me, that's what it is. I strongly believe that. So if I get pulled over by a police officer, for example, they videotaping it, body camera, dash cam on, and then something happened to me, and then in the end, they're going to say it's me.
I can relate.
Because they don't have to put it out there right away. The public, you guys that's listening to me, y'all don't have to see it. As of October 1st. Because that is to protect them, not to protect you, to protect them. And I think that should not be a law. Here's California Democrat Congresswoman Maxine Waters talking about that and how she feel about that.
Let me tell you, I don't care what the law says. You have a wife who videoed what took place. Her husband has been murdered. And if you tell me that she should care about a law that literally is in place to protect police anyway, and that she should not have shown it, I'm with the wife. I don't care what the law says. And the law that is expected to go into effect October 1 is a law that shouldn't be in place in the first place, that says you can't tell the public and you can't show the public and nobody can expose what they have videoed. I don't believe in that law. I think it's an unjust law. I think the wife is correct. I stand with her. I am outraged that this man has been murdered right before his wife's eyes when she was pleading with them not to kill him. I don't care what the law says.
This is deep.
Now that was Democratic Congresswoman from California, Maxine Waters. And I agree with her. There should have been, and it was taken, swift action against the officers by the police chief. As well as you have a woman, voice on video, pleading with the police, begging them literally not to shoot him. And they did it anyway. Told them that he did not have a weapon. Now, in a case scenario where they're supposed to be trained They're supposed to be trained to de-escalate situations, not provoke them, make it worse than what it already is or what it already can turn out to be. He's sitting in the vehicle. They could have waited. Oh yeah, they could have waited. No matter how long it took. If you want to call it a standoff, yeah, we'll do that. We'll call it a standoff. Police do it all the time. They do that. They negotiate and stand off with more potential criminals than that. And when the time was right for him to get out the truck, that's when they could have talked to him. You can hear her on the video. Tell him, don't let him break the window. But that would have worsened the problem. It wouldn't have made it better. That does not give them the right to do that. He's not placed under arrest. He's not being charged with anything. So if he didn't want to get out the car, he didn't have to get out the car. Plain and simple. They aggressively killed this man. And you expect for the city of Charlotte, North Carolina to be calm about that? You expect for them to sit in their homes like nothing is going on their street, in their city? Don't work that way, people. Don't work that way. Hopefully, his loved ones and his family can get the opportunity to grieve, take in on what happened to them, and move forward. I pray for his family, his extended family, and his loved ones to be at peace. Because that's what is so needed right now for them. So needed. So everybody out there can now stop with the bashing of Colin Kaepernick. Can stop the bashing of the general purpose of why he taking a knee for the national anthem. To stop the bashing of him altogether, because the NBA is going to be the next organization that just might do it. Now the WNBA is already doing it. I've seen a couple of games where they took a knee at the national anthem, sitting on the line. The NBA, they're already in discussions with that now in regards to how they're going to handle that situation, because right now preseason is right around the corner. So they're buckling down right now on how they can do this whole situation with the players. Because like I stated before, as part of the collective bargaining agreement with the NBA and the Players Association, it's in their contract, this is what is required for them to do. Now, in what way that they elect to do this is all up to the NBA Commissioner's Office, Alex Silver, and the NBA Players Association and the players. But all in all, everybody needs to get off of Colin Kaepernick's back and stop being negative towards the man for the protest that he's doing. Because this protest that he's doing, it's not about right or wrong. It's about recognizing something that has been overlooked for far too long. And there have been several attempts to get it to the forefront. But some of the things just wasn't working. And it's just been pushed off to the side and forgotten about until stuff like this happens again. We want people to be accountable for their actions and what they do. Because if you're going to stand up there and make Colin Kaepernick accountable for his actions on what he's doing, then these police officers that's going around killing unarmed black men in the United States need to be held accountable for what they're doing. not simply being suspended with pay, pending an investigation. And then maybe, just maybe, things can turn around where the dialogue and the healing process can begin with police officers and the community. But it starts with holding people accountable for their actions. Now, news coming out of the NBA in the Minnesota area, Kevin Garnett announced that he will not return to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Instead, he's contemplating on retiring. Kevin Garnett is 40 years old, and he's been in the league for 21 years. Came out of high school. He reached an agreement in the final year of his contract and is expected to formally announce his retirement soon. According to the Star Tribune, Garnett only played 38 games last season due to a myriad knee injuries, but they owe him $8 million for the 2016-2017 season. Kevin Garnett, hell of a player. Hell of a player. I watched him play throughout his career, but in Minnesota, in the early days of his career, he just wasn't getting anywhere with him. They went to the playoffs a few times, got knocked out. Never got an opportunity to do what LeBron James did in Cleveland, and that was to come back and win one for the team that first drafted him. But LeBron was a little different. He born and raised there. But still, nonetheless, you know what I'm talking about. He went over to Boston, where he won his championship. He came back to Minnesota to mentor the young guys and to help out the organization. Show loyalty. He's a 10-time All-Star. He was on the All-NBA team 8 times. And on the defensive team 8 times. After Duncan announced his retirement last season, Kevin Garnett became the longest tenured active player in the NBA. He was second to Tim Duncan. Kevin Garnett contributed to a lot with the Minnesota Timberwolves as well as to the NBA. In my opinion, do I think he is a Hall of Famer? Oh yeah, no doubt about it. He's a Hall of Famer, all right. Did he put up the illustrious numbers to be considered a Hall of Famer? No, not really. Aww. But he was very dominant in the sport. When he's in the lineup, he can change the game at his position. So I congratulate Kevin Garnett on an illustrious 21-year career. I wish him nothing but the best. I got a chance to meet him at the NBA draft a few years back. He was there just chilling. We talked and had a good time. So good luck, my friend, on your endeavors in life after basketball. And don't worry, life will be good for you after basketball. Well, this just in earlier today, sticking with the NBA. Miami Heat's Chris Bosh fails his physical. There was evidence of blood clotting coming up again.
Snap now.
For those of you who may not know, Bosh was sidelined with health issues of blood clot in his lungs. And he's still going through that now. He's trying to make his way back to the NBA after taking a year off, but he couldn't pass a physical. So how, in a way, that's going to affect Miami, let alone affect Bosh? Well, for starters, the Miami Heat needs him right now. After LeBron James leaving, they had a dismal season last year. They really need Bosh right now in the lineup. So badly. So badly. Now what that does to his career, damaging. This could be the end of Bosch's career as we know it. Aww. That's it. He can't get back in the league and play. He's done. Because this is a life-threatening issue, people. Life-threatening. Having blood clots in your lungs? No, that's not good. Not good at all. And the league, as well as the NBA Players Association, is looking out for his best interest of his health.
Right.
Which is okay. They should. I mean, I wouldn't want the man to go out there on the court and he running up and down the court and then all of a sudden he just collapses and passes out and just die right there on the court or die on the way to the hospital or die at the hospital. No, we don't want that. Don't want that. That's scary. That's like somebody out there playing basketball and they got asthma. It can be done, but you're taking a big risk with your life too. Because asthma is also a life-threatening disease if it's not controlled. So the Miami Heat organization is being really careful with this topic of him playing again. Bosch feels that he can play. But the medical report's saying, no, you can't play, man. Until we give you some medication or whatever we need to give you or whatever it is you're taking, till we can get that under control, then we'll see about what you can do and whether or not you can return to the team, let alone be back in the NBA. But for right now, no. No. I feel that if Bosch doesn't return for this season and he missed this whole entire season, yeah, he's going to retire. But after all, we also got to remember, too, that he still has 3 years, $76 million left on his contract. But it doesn't matter because he's going to get that regardless. Because if he don't play, he's still going to get it, and they'll just take it off the books. Because after all, that does put them over the salary cap. Now when LeBron James left, it kind of freed him up a little bit. And they got rid of Beasley and a couple other key players. But Bosch, he still got that big contract. Wade, they got rid of all of them, kept him. But that could be the remaining difference of putting them over the salary cap, is that $76 million remaining. So best of luck to Chris Bosch. Hopefully that he'll get opportunity to play. If not, it's not good. Not good for him at all. He'll be playing golfing more than ever, like in them commercials. So best of luck to you, man. Hope to see you on the court this season. NBA breaking news just in. The big ticket, Kevin Garnett, confirmed that he's retiring from the Minnesota Timberwolves and the NBA after 21 seasons on Instagram. This announcement was just made moments ago on his Instagram. Garnett, who broke into the league back in 95-96 at age 19, played with Minnesota for 10 years before moving on to Boston in the 2007-2008 season where he became a world champion and was there for 6 years. Went to Brooklyn for 1 year and then back in Minnesota for the remainder of his career. Garnett was a tall, lanky, athletic player who played power forward. Can bang with the best of them. He had an arsenal. He had a nice little baby jump shot. He was able to fill the lane. He was fast. Could move the floor. Good screen man and pick and rolls. Power dunker. He had it all. Kevin Garnett, 21-year vet of the NBA, just announced his retirement on Instagram a few moments ago. I wish you well, buddy. Well, a trade has been made yesterday. For those who haven't heard, that the Milwaukee Bucks and the Houston Rockets have made a trade. Michael Beasley has been sent from the Houston Rockets to the Milwaukee Bucks for Tyler Enos. Now, I don't know whose side is going to benefit the most from this trade because you're going to get what you get out of these two players. Beasley last season, he played 20 games. He had 18.2 minutes. He averaged 4.9, nearly 5 rebounds a game. Averaged 12, almost 13 points a game during the regular season. In the playoffs, when the Rockets were in the playoffs, he played 5 in those. He averaged 16 minutes. He averaged 4 rebounds per game and averaged 10 points. Not bad. Average. Out of Michael Beasley, average. But where he's at position-wise, he got to give you more. He got to give you more. And maybe going to Milwaukee, they'll probably put him in a system to where he could be more beneficial to their offense than where he was in Houston and in Miami. Tyler Enos from Milwaukee, who is now a Houston Rocket, he played in 46 games last season. He averaged 14 minutes, 2 assists per game, and 4.5 points per game last season in 46 games. Is there a need for improvement with him? Yeah, of course. There's always room for improvement when you got a player. Will it make the Houston Rockets better with him being there, playing alongside James Harden? Maybe. But it's all dependent on how Enos can gel into the offense of the Houston Rockets. Because it's not like when he was with the Milwaukee Bucks, the offense was much more laid back. The Rockets are very serious in certain areas about their offense, and everything we know runs around James Harden now that Dwight Howard isn't there anymore. So Harden is the man, again, for them to lead them. Tyler Enos on board. It's almost like LeBron and Kyrie. LeBron came back. It was LeBron's team again. Kyrie had to fill his role. And he did it nicely. It helped him win a world title, didn't it? Say with the Houston Rockets? Don't know. Just have to wait for this season to turn out. And it will begin October 1st. So I'm going to be keeping my eye out during the season with the Houston Rockets and the Milwaukee Bucks to see if this trade was worth it. Who, like I said, who got the better advantage over this? Can't tell. Don't know. But we'll find out. We'll find out. This segment of the show was brought to you in conjunction with, in association with, and brought to you by KC Entertainment. KC Entertainment LLC. Chase your dreams. Don't let your dreams chase you. NFL action coming up this weekend. We have a lot of games on tap. My sleeper alert. My sleeper alert. Sleeper game is I'm looking at the Oakland-Tennessee game. Tennessee is at home against Oakland Raiders. Both on 1-1. Tennessee second in their division. Oakland is third. This is going to be a real interesting matchup to see, in my opinion, because you're going to have the best of the offense versus the best of the defense in this one. Who's going to win the battle of the trenches at the line of scrimmage? We'll find out at game time. It's a 1 o'clock game, as a matter of fact. The last time these two teams met was last year on November 29th, and Oakland narrowly beat Tennessee 24-21. And they lead the overall series between the two, 28-20. Now, is this considered a rival? Some degree, yeah. I mean, if you're a fan of these two teams, of course, it's a rival. But I wouldn't actually say it's a rivalry because, after all, it really wasn't a lot of great battles over the years with Tennessee and Oakland. But they made some of those games very interesting, particularly the one last year when the Oakland Raiders won by 3. Some of the rest of the games are looking good as well, too. I'm looking at the Detroit-Green Bay series coming on at 1 o'clock in Green Bay. I'm looking at the Denver-Cincinnati game in Cincinnati. That's at 1 o'clock. I'm looking at the New York Jets and the Kansas City Chiefs. And I'm looking at Pittsburgh at Philadelphia, and that's at 4:25. And the Monday night special, Atlanta, New Orleans, 8:30. Whoever you pick in your fantasy league at these various positions, y'all should be able to score some big points in these because the Arizona-Buffalo game should be looking exciting. The Jacksonville-Baltimore game should be pretty exciting as well. Looking at the Washington and the New York Giants game for fantasy leaguers. Whoever picked Odell Beckham Jr. and Eli Manning, they should be able to get off against Washington's defense. You're looking at Tampa Bay and Los Angeles, Rams and Tampa Bay. Jameis Winston should be able to have a phenomenal game against the Rams defense. Kansas City should roll over the Jets, I believe. That should be not even a close one. Can Andrew Luck do his magic up in Indianapolis against San Diego for you fantasy leaguers? And as well as Chicago and Dallas, with Dallas being at home and being the favorite to beat Chicago, now that Jay Cutler is questionable whether or not he's going to play, and if he is in the game, is he going to play? Or is he going to give up like he did in week 2? So these are some very interesting games on tap for this weekend. But I'm liking that Oakland-Tennessee game. For some odd reason, I'm liking that game. I'm feeling that game. I'm looking forward to watching it on television. That's if it's being televised in my area. I don't know yet, but it should be. And I want to see these two teams battle it out to help the Oakland fans and the Titans fans prove to me that this is a true rivalry. But a lot of interesting games on this Sunday, so I hope you guys don't miss it. Enjoy it. I will. And for you fantasy leaguers out there, good luck on your picks. And hope it brings whatever comes your way with it. Hey, that's my time for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of the Scoop Podcast Show. I'm your host, Sean Harris. Once again, you can find me on Facebook, the show's Facebook page, at facebook.com/Scoop Talk Show. You can also find me on Tumblr. I'm on Twitter and all the other social media sites as well. And you can also find the show's archives on the Facebook website page of the Scoop Talk Show, and as well as you can find them on YouTube. Until then, I'm out of here like the breeze through the trees, and when I'm gone, I'm taking all the leaves. Peace. Take care. I'll see you next time.